Song has been stuck in my head for like 3 days, and I cannot get it out. Hello, welcome. We're back. Today we're gonna be playing a little Final Fantasy. We're gonna be talking about a little stuff. We're gonna be doing all sorts of fun things. So welcome. Thank you for joining. All that good stuff. I hope that you are all doing well, and that all of your endeavors are fruitful and beneficial. You know what I got today? Capri Suns. I got them because I have diabetes, and occasionally, not very often, rather than being high, my blood sugar is low. And so, when that happens, I need to consume sugar. And sometimes there's no sugar around because I have diabetes. And so, generally speaking, I can't have things with sugar in them. So first I had blueberries, but then it's like when my blood sugar's low and then I eat a bunch of blueberries, then I don't have the blueberries for the morning for my yogurt, and I need that. Dubstep never dies. It's like it's sort of like what's the word? Synth wave, reminiscent. Very kind of 80s influence, but it definitely got the dubstep. Dubstep, okay, if you want to get technical, dubstep has a break beat. It goes like kick, snare, like that's dubstep. At like a slow rate. It's based on like dub reggae. It's the kind of reggae, sort of supposed to be very slow and chill. And then it got very interestingly kind of developed into this kind of hard, you know, like aggressive synth that we think of as dubstep, like Skrillex and Excision, people like that. But that was 4 on the floor, like bum, 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 bum. So there's a kick every downbeat, and there's a kick and snare every downbeat, or every other downbeat. So like house music, like boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and so that's more kind of like synth wavy. Dubstep, I mean, dubstep isn't dubstep. Dubstep is dubstep in that is sort of what it's become, but like it is not like dub reggae. If you listen to the early dubstep, like Scrim and Benga, for instance, they're like, I saw them once, they're really cool. The early dubstep is very subdued. It's very bassy. It's not very, the synths are not aggressive. It is sort of like, I would put some on, but they will take my channel from me if I put in copyrighted music. That I was like, this is like a remix, and this person only has like 8,000 subs. So this, shout out to PixelCherries, by the way. I saw that, a song I listened to like probably 20 times in the last few days. that I was playing before, in like during the like opening card. I ended up just looking for music to put on during the like opening card, and they on their channel had like somebody had asked in the comments, because I went in the comments and I'm like, I wonder if anyone has asked this, and somebody had asked in the comments like, can anyone use this? And they're like, so PixelCherries, the creator, the uploader, said yes, just credit me. You can find their Bandcamp, their channel and everything down in the description, as well as the name of that song, if you're looking for them. So shout out to them for letting me use that, and anyone else who I guess wants to use it. They make really cool music, but yeah, early dubstep was very much more influenced by like dub reggae, and was not an aggressive kind of sounding music at all. So like dubstep, the thing you're thinking of are like the synths, those kind of hard synths. Like that doesn't really have anything. I mean, that in and of itself doesn't make it dubstep. And that should be like a music elitist or anything. But that was more like synthwave. That was like the kind of music you'd play in like a cyberpunk game, you know, or something like that. Or like John Wick would kill people too. Anyway, Z-Bros is in my Discord. That's where I was immediately before coming here, and we just had a long conversation about the state of the American healthcare system, which is great. Yes, yeah, I've learned so much. Yeah, just imagine what you can do with all this knowledge of dubstep. You become too powerful. No one will be able to defeat you. I'm gonna do... I can't hear my sound. This is probably not... Oh, I don't have the monitor on this. That's a start. I thought we could maybe do some roulettes and just ease into things that way. A lot of things are happening in the story. We finally killed that stupid bitch lizard. And shocker, surprise, no one saw this coming. Sphene, the queen, who was actually a robot the whole time, shockingly. It turned out she was a robot the whole time, and she was a bad guy. So now that that has happened, we gotta stop her, because yeah, we were like, now that we've defeated you, like, our people can exist in harmony. And she was like, yeah, no, they can't. I would have invaded you whether he was helping me or not, and my people, I need to consume your world's energy in order to save my people, so I'm gonna do that. Basically, was the conversation that we had. So, as I think mentioned before, or at least should have if I did not, you never trust a robot. You know? I never trust a robot. So I just gotta get a good... Gotta get a good pair of boots. I don't know which ones though. Wayfair. These look actually kind of like them. They're like too like. Ooh, I like that actually. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. And I think maybe we don't need the pirate hat, but we can just take it off until we figure out a different hat to wear. I don't think we have a better hat, is my thing. Like, I like the pirate aesthetic, but I also think this doesn't have to be a pirate aesthetic. I liked the mask it originally came with a lot, but I don't like the idea of having the mask part on all the time. And it's like kind of dirty. I don't know. Should I just continue being Prince Charming? Some good hats in this game. I mean, love an eye patch, but my character doesn't have an eye patch. Kind of like that. I don't know what you're saying yes to, because there's too much of a delay, but I like the enthusiasm. I really like this hat. It doesn't dye that well. Why did it say, why is there a translate button here? Oh, it translated ye to yes. It's like, thanks, I figured it out. If I do this in like black, maybe. I do kind of like that, actually. It's kind of nice. Prince Charming. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a good look, right? I forgot I gotta. Oh wait, no, I got earrings. Like some kind of yeah, there we go. Royal Zenubian earrings. I mean, it kind of bothers me that the hat isn't exactly the same shade of black as, like, the gloves and the boots, but I think it's probably okay, and I'll get used to it. The red is also slightly different than the coat. But from behind it looks good, which is the angle that you're almost always looking at your character from, so... that's got a lot of character, right? That's an anime protagonist. You can make your character an anime protagonist in this game. Like in most MMOs, I find that the itemization is actually not that great. Like you look like a god hero. You know, all of the weapons are like big, giant, glowing. Like, I mean, I do have a glowing weapon, but it's just like in World of Warcraft, I felt like I was able to give my character this much character. She looks like an actual person. Anyway. Let's start off with some roulettes, I think. Like, unpack this before we get into the greater implications of the story. Oh my god, I'll wait. I'm a tank. Do they know this? This is a game for people with ADHD. Oh, it takes 5 minutes to find a dungeon? Well, I gotta do something else. I do not remember this one at all. So, have fun. Pull more? No, there's no more. I thought we could pull more. It's bad etiquette in this game not to pull everything. Yeah, I can pull all of this. It's fine. This is fine. Yeah, that's no problem at all, actually. I'm not even worried. Got a good healer. We know what's up. Probably didn't need that last. Did you stop, dude? These butterflies? Arm's length them. I remember this dungeon now. I've had to do this a bunch for my, I don't remember which relic weapon, but one of them. Might have just been because this was like the quickest dungeon you could get the requirements on. It is kind of lame not to have the swords combo or the... that at least. Easy game, easy life. Daggone. Right. They're not letting me pull enough stuff. This is dumb. I feel like I just totally wasted my... And a cycle here. Mitigation. So that you don't run out. I remember. There's a wall. I hate walls. Walls are the worst, but I need to take all the walls out. YOCP. Are you listening? This game would be better if you took all of the walls out. Have any mix for this, but I don't know how. I don't remember using my bulwark, but I guess it. Oh, it's fine. I got it. Winged lion. I like how they ended up using like this is was like a boss at the end of Heavensward, and they literally used him as just like a. These are like random like nothing enemies in Shadowbringers, and it's you feel bad. It's okay, lion. You did a good job. Good lion. You're a good boss. I don't really want any of this stuff. Ah, fuck, I used both my mitts at once. I'm so dumb. I'm such a big, dumb dummy. It's alright, I have hallowed ground back already because this has taken a million years. Oh no. I love this boss design. It's just the actual design of the, like, character on this boss. So cool. Love a good angel coated thing, you know? See how expertly I got her to send that cone AoE somewhere totally ineffectual and bad? Oh. Which time fighting this lady is it gonna be then? Okay, it's that time. Okay. Might get... We might get, a 1 through 49 in this next roulette, so we should get the... trying to stand. Oh. We should. I don't even remember. We might get the one through 49 dungeon in this next roulette, so we should refund that sticker in the Wondrous Tale so that we can do it. So that we can unlock it if we get it. That's the kind of queue I want as a tank. And I'm off. Pretty sure. Oh my god, I don't even have that yet. I don't have anything. Oh, 52. Yeah, this makes you pull this so awkwardly. Like, there's a huge pull at the beginning that I admittedly did mess up my mitts on, so it is not entirely just the dungeon. But there's a huge pull at the beginning, and then there's this tiny, tiny pull right here. The lever. And then you get to fight a woolly mammoth. I love woolly mammoths. I don't remember what it is with this guy, but I think he just like basically chooses someone to be, you know, like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of this character in particular. Something like that. Yeah, he like stuns you and then sucks you in and then kicks you and then you go flying across the entire place. I guess I could have covered them. Ah, terrible tank. This will be a good time to use the cover move. Oh, you get the knockback from them too? That's so funny. Good me healer. I mean, they shouldn't really need to hard heal me at all. They're a scholar. That was a little sketch. Okay, that's how we get the key. Now I remember. Whew. I fucking hate this. Taking a lot of damage in this dungeon. I kind of feel like I shouldn't be necessarily. Why is it? You need a key. I believe you need a key to open that book. The mammoth, why was I killing that beautiful creature? It was in the way. I don't really bear any ill will towards it, to be honest with you. I like the mammoth. I don't like the name Death Spiral. That concerns me. Kyrugen. I'm not gonna have any mitts for this next fight. I messed up again, boys. I have 30 seconds. It'll be a little awkward. You can save time by passing on all this gear and they won't notice. I think I'll be fine. I really don't remember what's on this floor. Oh yeah, these things are fucked up. They do so much damage. I hope the healer is on top of this. really awkward to pull these two groups as two as well. Like, it just feels very wasteful to pull like two separate to two separate pulls there, but if your healer isn't on top of it, you can definitely die to those ice traps very quickly. They just do a ton of magic damage. And here's another. And these are different. These are hails from sprites. Another example of a time it's like, okay, so we had that like whole pull of like two groups, and now we just have these sprites. All right, Griffin. Time to die. Oh, I guess not, actually. We have more sprites to kill. Does he have the raise? I fucking hate this dungeon. It's a little spicy. I literally had to go invuln there in order to save that. Like we wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. And then you get this fucking Griffin, and it's very easy. You just fucking, you know, bank and spank. And there's like a vague, it's not even a mechanic. Little crystalline entities. Yeah, really, that's exactly what it's like. And I forgot to do the thing. Guy probably thinks I'm terrible at this game. Joke's on him, he's right. I am terrible at this game. I was waiting, my problem was I was waiting for him to, he like destroys one of these pillars, and you gotta go to the one that he hasn't destroyed. Sort of get behind the you sort of get behind the rock while the tornado's going, and you're what? It's fine. No, I was gonna cover them. That healer deserves a medal. It's such an annoying dungeon to heal. Oh. Well, I guess actually do like some of the weapons from that dungeon. I might use for a glamour. Yeah, look at that. I wish it had a red gem in it and not a blue one, but it's still like yeah, the blue gem kind of ruins it. Excuse me. Everything's got a blue gem. And then the Ishgardian earrings have a red gem. These are some of my favorite earrings, actually. Can I use any of these? I'm just gonna discard this. You can sell these to the to these cards. You can sell them to the trader in the casino, but it's these ones are worth nothing. It's not worth the effort. I'm gonna get up for a second and get maybe coffee. Definitely. Let's see, what's my blood sugar? 1077, the bone. I'm gonna get up for a second, get coffee and maybe a little snack bar. And then, should we keep doing roulettes, or maybe we'll get into the story? My whole chest hurts today. I don't know what the deal is. Trials, yeah. Maybe we could do at least trials. It's like fucking press the same button 18 times because I'm actually an idiot. I'm still getting used to what. Okay, 15 mnemonics, 16 mathematics. Gives you 350. I mean, it feels really dumb to do the main scenario roulette as anything but a class that I'm actively leveling because it's so much experience. Alliance raids gives you a bunch of mathematics as well. What am I at currency wise? It's gonna take forever to finish that stupid Heavensward relic of the gosh darn. I'm working on my Heavensward white mage relic and it's actively ruining my life. We're gonna get up for a second. At least get some water. I'm gonna get a little snack bar. I'm gonna come back and we will continue the MSQ. See where it goes with this. How much longer do we have? How much more is left in this? But it tells me here if I'm like how far I am. Normally it tells me how far I am. This time it says hidden activity. This activity is hidden because it might contain spoilers. What the hell? How far am I in Dawntrail? You see, I hate this. It normally tells me like how far percentage-wise I am in the MSQ. Anyway, I will be right back. My hair got all fucked up. It's pretty okay. You ever think about how the standard to which you judge the cleanliness, the standard to which you hold the cleaning, oh, fuck. Do you ever think about how the standard to which you hold the standard of cleanliness to which you hold clothing is inversely proportional to the number of days that it's been since you've done laundry? Like, I woke up wearing the shirt I was wearing last night. You know, and I was like, oh, this shirt has cat hair on it. I gotta change. And put this on. If it, and I've just done laundry like last night. Whereas, like, if I only have like 2 shirts left, I'm not changing the shirt I woke up in, no matter how much cat hair is on it. Think about that. Has anyone made that joke? I thought of that joke earlier, and I was like, that's kind of a good, like, kind of a good one-liner. The standard of cleanliness to which you hold clothing is inversely proportional to the number of days it's been since you've done laundry. I feel like that sounds like a Dimitri Martin joke or something, but I don't think I've heard it anywhere. I'm trying to remember. I'm like very actively trying to make sure that I didn't steal what is honestly a pretty mediocre joke. Clap up. Got clip up. Clip it for Instagram. We're always able to lower our standards. Truer words were never spoken. This is America. If you think our standards can't go lower, you're a damn fool. At least when it comes to our socks. Now, socks are something that's rough. Socks, I feel like you have to really take by, like, what did you do in that day? Like, if I only, like, went out once, I was only in my socks for, like, you know, 1 or 2 hours. Less even. I would consider re-wearing those socks. But if I spent like a day in socks, like, those socks are not getting. At least for me, my feet are too grody to use the same socks for more than a couple hours. Like multiple days in a row. I'm eating one of these magic spoons, like cereal bars. They're like 2 grams of net carb cereal bars. I like them because you're like counting carbs. You have diabetes, you're counting carbs, and like they're really sweet, but they have like basically no carbs, no sugar. But they're like rice bars, like Rice Krispie treats. What the fuck are these things made of? It's gotta be people, right? Like, I've seen the movie. I know, like, I know the line. I remember, I'm just like, what the fuck are they made of? If it's not, like, what is the rice part made of? Like, how is it? What is it? What is it made of? Why is it? What is it? If rice is carbs, you can't be a you can't make Rice Krispie treats without carbs. I'm willing to grant you the sugar part. There are non-digestible sugars. There's allulose, sucralose, all sorts of stuff like that. You know, that is just sugar. It makes things sweet, but it's not digestible by humans. Therefore, it is not you are not raising your blood sugar by consuming it. You are not metabolizing it at all. So that all makes sense. Fine. You can sweeten things with that. What are you getting? What is the thing? What am I eating? It's got to be protein. But like, how did you get protein to be a rice puff? And also, protein also digests into sugar. Like, everything is sugar. Everything you put in your body is sugar. Unless it's fiber. Those are the things that we eat. Like, that's reductive, and I don't really even understand the science behind it that well, but my understanding essentially is that your body metabolism is your body taking things that you put in and then digesting that sugar, digesting it into sugar, and then using that sugar as energy. Right? So what? So protein's sugar too then, right? Isn't it? I don't know. Get a biologist in here. Where's a biologist? My friend's a biologist. If he is around, actually, at some point I might have to leave. Because we're supposed to finish watching Invincible. But I wanted to wait for him. He just graduated from college. Good for him. He's old like me, don't worry. I'm not hanging out with, grad age people. He's just had a couple of different... I guess I shouldn't even describe him as a biologist now. His degree is in computer science. But he has a different degree in biochem. I'm gonna hit him up. But until then, we got robots to kill. I don't even know if playing Final Fantasy is the thing I should be doing with this channel. It's just this all came about because my friend, I was playing through the game and I started streaming on Twitch because my friend was working a lot when I was able to play, but he wanted to watch my reaction to the game. And so I started streaming on Twitch because he would just watch the VODs later to get my reaction to what happened in Shadowbringers Endwalker. And now he still wants to see my reaction. But he's not able to watch me personally very often. And then we were for a while having an issue where I was unable to get... So I have a kind of a Franken setup. I play this on PS5. I used to have a gaming PC. I had to sell it to pay rent at some point. I give you some idea of where my life is at financially. I have a PS5. It was more economical. PS5, but I obviously have to be streaming this from something, so I have a laptop. Streaming this off of a laptop. The laptop is a MacBook Air. I used to be, I got a lot of questions. Why don't you sell your MacBook Air and make a gaming PC? Because I need a computer that can go with me places. And this one can't. And I need to be able to. I need a laptop and a desktop. If I'm going to have a gaming PC, I need a laptop and a desktop because I need to be able to have a computer that will go with me places. And then I heard a lot of people like, why don't you buy a gaming laptop instead of the MacBook? And it's like, because gaming laptops are like 3 times as expensive as MacBook Airs. MacBook Air is $1,000, which I get, it puts it like firmly into the mid-range and maybe the high mid-range for laptops, but strictly speaking, $1,000 is not that much money for a laptop. This one is slightly upgraded, it has 24 gigs of RAM instead of 16. Which at Apple, well, actually, Apple used to be like outrageously expensive, but with RAM prices where they are now, actually it's pretty much market rate. Like Apple's upgrade scheme is like market rate for RAM, so that's a weird thing that happened. But anyway, the point is, a gaming laptop, like a good one, like a decent one, you're talking like $3,000, $2,600 on the low end. You could probably get one for $1,600, but not with the specs that I need for the work that I do. Like I, need to, and I also hate Windows. The other side of it. I used a Linux machine for a long time. My last machine was a ThinkPad X1 Yoga Gen 2. It didn't need to be I didn't need the touchscreen for anything, and in fact for the last 5 years of its life the touchscreen was broken anyway. The digitizer was cracked and I always meant to replace it, but I never got around to it. But that was my machine for a long time. I ran several different flavors of Linux on it, from like Ubuntu to Arch Linux and everything in between. And that was fine. I love that computer. If I didn't have a Mac, I would probably have a ThinkPad. Those are the computers that I'm most familiar with in my life. There's obviously other, brands. Asus has a really their ProArt model looks really cool for doing like video editing, photo editing, any of that kind of stuff. It is kind of gimmicky because you're paying a lot for the display, which I frankly don't need. Like I am not a high, which it also doesn't really make sense for a creative. From my understanding, if you're really doing like work where a highly color accurate display is super important to you, then having a laptop doesn't make that much sense. You'd probably be doing it in a studio environment where you had more control over the light. Because you'd want to be in a very dark room to be able to tell the difference. That like ambient light is going to affect your ability to like judge that color accuracy. But I don't know. Having said all that, I also have I use the Asus ProArt monitor, which is kind of dumb as a gaming monitor because it is a 60 hertz monitor. It's not a high refresh rate monitor. But I'm also not really a gamer, quote unquote, at least in the sense that like I don't need a 4K monitor that can push more than 60 hertz. That's absurd. And they do make like 60 hertz 128, or they do make 4K 128 hertz monitors, 240 hertz monitors even. But like, who has a card that can drive that? My last PC, the card was 4080. It's a good card. Very power hungry, very hot. It could push 4K at maybe 80 frames per second on like AAA games. If it was if they were very well optimized. But here's the deal, like the landscape right now in terms of where the consoles are at, which is sort of determinant of where the PC, like where the game developers try to kind of aim in terms of what their game can handle, what to optimize for. The like PS5 Pro Plus Super, I think, can do 4K at 120 hertz on some games if they have it enabled. the Switch can do 4K 60, the PS5 Pro base model can do 4K 60. That is like where the high end, like, you know, aim is. And they don't get there by like jacking up their machines with these crazy power hungry cards. I mean, the Switch is a portable machine. It's not running 4K 60 yet when it's undocked, but it is still using the same graphics card. And if you're running a card like a 4080 in order to push that graphical fidelity, regardless of whether you're running it at 1080p or 4K, it doesn't matter. The card is still super power hungry. So Nintendo is not putting that into their machine. And I mean, to be honest, the Switch 2's power, like, battery life is pretty garbo, but it would be even worse, is my point. No, this is all DLSS upscaling. This is all like AI assisted upscaling, and it looks great. And that's sort of my point. It's like getting to the point where I can't really tell what the difference between what a like 720p image upscaled to 4K is and what a natively 4K image is. Sorry. So it doesn't make a ton of sense, in my opinion, to like target the entire model of enthusiast PC building. I think is dying. The cards are getting too expensive, and the methodologies by which we are getting the kind of like fidelity and performance out of our current systems and in games is changing, so that, like, I mean, one thing that I think is likely is that we're going to be doing everything via the cloud in the next 10 years. With the next generation of, whenever they come out with the next generation of wireless, it's going to get to the point where, because I have 5G ultra wideband like right next to my apartment, and I can download things as fast on my phone as I can over wired internet. It got to the point that I stopped using Comcast and switched to Verizon. They have you can get like wireless internet in your house via Verizon, and it just is like a little Wi-Fi box basically. It's a 4G, it's a 5G ultra wideband receiver, and it's a 4G ultra wideband receiver, and it just like connects to the 5G tower, like, you know, however close to your house, and it's basically just like your cell phone's 5G as Wi-Fi in your house. And I have mine connected via Ethernet. Like, I have a Ethernet cable that goes from the receiver to my like little dock that I have my computer and everything plugged into. Actually goes to a switch, because I'm converting it from one Ethernet cable to 3 now. Actually, with the Switch 2 I just put in, I have one line going to my PS5, one line going to my Switch, and one line going to my hub that is connecting to my computer. I have not ever I have not ever seen a time. I'll run a speed test right now. I have not ever seen a time. I have not ever seen a time where I've gotten less than 200 megabits up and down. Sorry, up. Sorry, down. I never get that up. And I've never gotten that up using Verizon even, so, or using Comcast or any other, like, internet company that I've paid gigabit Ethernet for. Yeah, I'm right now getting 15 megabits up. So it's like choked, you know, on purpose. Let me see if I can show you so you know I'm not lying. Can I put this over here? Can you see that? No, you cannot. I think this keeps breaking. I feel like you can't see my desktop. Let me see if I can. it's not worth it's not worth switching the input on my monitor for. Anyway, the reason, this is the long and short of that whole thing, is that's the reason that I don't have a gaming PC anymore, and I do all of this off of a PS5. So I have kind of a wacko setup where I have my PS5 running to a capture card. So actually I have a PS5 running to a splitter that sends one end that, no, I have my PS5 running to a capture card, sending one output to a splitter, and the splitter is sending the output to my... I have my PS5 connected to a splitter, and that splitter is attached to my Switch as an input, with my PS5 as the other input, and my capture card as the output, so I can switch between my Switch and my PS5 for capture. Then I have that line running to my capture card, which then sends it to another splitter that has one going to my monitor and one going to my TV, so that I can switch the inputs and go from looking at my TV in bed and looking at my game console, or looking at my monitor and my desk. And then I have all of that running to my PC. And my PC, it has OBS open with the audio on, and with the audio for the input on, and the monitor on, so that I can hear the audio in my headphones. The audio to this game is coming from my PC, not from the game. And then I have my monitor on the actual games console, obviously, because if I try to look at like a preview in OBS, it would be a horrible mess. It would be very low fidelity, low frame rate. It would be ugly. So the sound can come from my PC, but the video has to still come from the games console. So this is the Franken setup that I have, and this is why it was at one point difficult for me to stream via Discord the game I was playing, because to like just the people in my Discord, because I'm gonna clip actually something I said before. So this was the reason that it was difficult to get this game running on my Discord and get the audio to work. So initially that's why I began streaming on Twitch, is because if I just streamed to Twitch, then the audio worked fine, and the people who wanted to could come and watch my stream, and if anyone else wanted, like if the people who I was streaming to, like the people in my Discord wanted to watch my stream, they could come watch it, but then if anyone else could, they could also watch it. And then I ended up liking streaming. I thought it was fun. I thought the sort of multimedia of it was fun. I like video editing a lot, so I liked like getting the things into like make clips and little compilations and things like that, because it's very easy video editing, but the process of video editing I find personally very like the very like sort of right brain process of just like, you know, putting the things on the timeline and like getting that all synced up and using all of the technical aspects of it, I find very soothing. So then I was like actually streaming for a while, and then I was like, well, I don't really like Twitch. Like I don't personally go on Twitch, so it seemed stupid to be on Twitch because I didn't understand the vibe of the platform of how it worked. But I do go on YouTube. I spent like tons of time on YouTube. I ended up wanting to move over to YouTube because that's where I spent my time, and I don't even really watch live streamers that much on YouTube. But I understand the platform a lot more than I understand Twitch. And Twitch is also like a hellscape. I don't know if you guys noticed. So, all that to say, I'm not really trying to get famous. If I did get famous, that would probably be undesirable in some ways. If I could make money by doing this, that would be great, but that's like very famous. Like you have to be pretty notable in order for people to just pay you to like shill for their brands, which I would do. I'm not like saying I wouldn't shill for people's brands. There's no you know, there's no nobility to it. I'm just not important, so people don't offer me. Let's see if my friends might be back. But that's not the goal. And I would also only shill for brand. I mean, there's plenty of products that I like well enough to shill for them. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not anti-capitalist to the extent that I like pretend that I don't enjoy products or participate in capitalism, which is a system that I was raised into highly. My family is incredibly consumerist. The culture I come from is incredibly consumerist, like more so I think than the lay person even. I just understand on an intellectual level the shortcomings of it. So that's where I'm at, you know. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not gonna be a capitalist. In terms of, well, at least I'm not gonna be a consumer. I'm absolutely gonna be a consumer. And I will definitely also help other people be consumers. But I'm not gonna shill for like Amazon. Or has somebody fucking asked me to shill for Audible? Like, I use Audible. I'm not saying that I don't use Audible. I don't actually anymore use Audible. Look up Anna's Archive, I think it's called. Look that up. I'm not gonna give you any more details on it because of reasons, but look that up if you're interested in audiobooks and media and stuff like that. You should check that out. But I did use Audible for a long time. That's one thing. I use Amazon all the time. They're the only people that carry my lidocaine cream that I use for my chronic pain. They're the only people that could sell it to me at an affordable enough price for me to use it. And it's not affordable. I'm not saying I think it's overpriced. I don't know what it's worth. I'm just saying I can't afford it. Bankrupting myself buying lidocaine. But it's the most affordable location I can get it at. I'm just not gonna tell other people that they should use Audible and Amazon. Like, that is... You have no soul, dude. Like, come on, man. And people I love, like YouTubers I really like, will shill for Audible, and it really bugs me. And there's like, I understand like Factor and a lot of these other like companies, like games companies and stuff. Raid Shadow Edge is another one that I think is kind of evil. I'm pretty sure it's just a gacha game. And again, I don't think it's bad to play gacha games. I think it's bad to try to convince other people to play them. It's like trying to get people to be addicted to smoking. Like, it's actually not. It's like trying to get people addicted to smoking because Philip Morris gave you money to do it, and that's fucked up. Like, I watch people I really like. I'm not gonna name any names specifically because I'm not gonna try to, like, I mean, if you're a YouTuber and you've done an Audible sponsorship, you know who you are. I'm not like, I'll be out here throwing hands in that regard, and I still like the creators and stuff, but I do think a little less of them for doing an Audible partnership. Maybe they had to. Maybe it was like between that and like, I can't pay my rent this month, you know? But was it like that? Or did you just see the numbers on the check and say, well, that's a lot of money? And I mean, maybe Amazon's incredibly predatory. Maybe it's like Amazon goes after channels that it knows are in a financial situation where if they just saw that amount of income and like as they're growing, you know, it would be enough. Like it's targeting very small channels that can't really afford to say no to them, in the interest of growing their channel and their brand and their, you know, their place in the community. But I see bigger channels do sponsors for Audible all the time, and they act like, you know, they act like, well, it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, dude, but like you can't, you recognize that Amazon is a morally reprehensible company and that they are so anti-union and anti-labor that, like, they hate the labor class. They are literally the epitome of everything wrong with capitalism. They treat the labor class as absolutely replaceable, and they act like because they own the distribution, because they own they don't even own the factories. This is beyond what Marx ever talked about, because, like, Marx was like, well, the factory owner shouldn't be, like, you know, shouldn't be entitled to the wealth created by the workers' labor just because he owns the factory. Jeff Bezos doesn't even fucking own the factory. He just owns the name of the organization of this loosely defined distribution network that is Amazon. He owns the warehouse that the actual product comes from. There is no part in that. Like, being a logistics company is fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't be a logistics company. You shouldn't be a distribution company. I understand that distributing, you know, distributing products, whether they are consumerist products or necessary products, distributing the resources that people need distributed for whatever reason is a job in and of itself. I'm not suggesting that it's not. But when you are such a huge distributor that you can afford to cut costs to an extent that any other distributor is more or less put out of business. Everyone is forced to do business with you because your distribution network is just so robust and so efficient by virtue of it being predatory, by virtue of it literally taking, like, okay, you think about Walmart, right? Think about the fact that, like, how Walmart goes into small towns. This is, you know, this is a demonstrable thing. I feel like I shouldn't have to, like, shouldn't have to provide specific examples to make this argument. But, like, Walmart goes into small towns and will essentially go in, put every other business out of town, and put themselves in a position where everyone is forced to shop at Walmart. Everyone is forced to walk. Everyone is forced to work at Walmart because Walmart is the only big employer in the town. Like, Walmart becomes then the, like, major. They are the lifeblood of that town. My friend lives in Rocky Point, Oregon, and when they need, like, supplies, it's a very rural area. When they need supplies, they have to go down to Klamath Falls, where they go to a Walmart and they pick up, you know, their groceries and everything for a long time. And, like, you know, shout out to them. They do a lot of their, like, they grow a lot of stuff. They barter for a lot of stuff because they live in, like, a farm and ranch community. They get a lot of stuff that way, but obviously you still need to buy groceries sometimes. So Amazon does what Walmart does to distributors. Like, Amazon creates a situation where they own the only warehouses. They own the only distribution networks. If you want to be in that business, you work for Amazon. And we don't look at that because we don't think about that because it's not as public facing, but it is I mean, by virtue of just being Amazon, by virtue of Amazon being a member of that segment of the overall, you know, market of all different industries, distribution is the biggest industry in the world. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with being a distributor, but I do think that there's something wrong with being a predatory monopoly, and I do think there's something wrong with being anti-labor and anti-union and literally creating a situation where, yeah, Amazon will always hire you. If you need work, Amazon will probably hire you. If there's a distribution center anywhere near you, I bet you $1,000 Amazon will hire you, and they'll let you work a pretty flexible schedule, and they'll pay you slave wages, and they will fire you and anyone else who talks about starting a union. So you look at that company and you try to think of yourself as a, like, enlightened, progressive YouTube personality in the year 2026, and then go on and shill for Audible Go fuck yourself. Sorry. My friend texted me back? Maybe not. So anyway, they won't call the ambulance if you collapse. Yeah, collapse, yeah. No cap. I got a little upsetty about that. I just think I'm just sad because there are creators that I really, really love, and they do like Audible sponsorships. I feel like they haven't anymore. I feel like most of them I haven't seen them do one in a long time, and it's probably because they realized that they were, you know, they were selling cigarettes to minors, basically. If I see one do one again, I guess I'll make note of it. But it bothers me because they're like, we normalize this so much, and I think if you're a consumer and you use Amazon's product, you use their services, like, that's fine. I'm not trying to come for you. I'm not saying you're a bad person for using Amazon. I use Amazon. I used Audible. We as the end user do not necessarily have like the control over who's providing us with the services that we need and are expected to use to exist in society. But that's different than working for Amazon corporate or doing business deals with Amazon to like shill for their products. Like, understand that that's not like consumption under capitalism. That's business. You can choose who you do business with. You can't always choose who you give your money to. And even if you could, it's not reasonable to hold individual consumers accountable for the actions of multinational corporations. I don't think you're a bad person if you go to Starbucks, and I don't think you're a bad person if you use Amazon. And honestly, if you are like a socialist, if you are a leftist, and you're going out here like ragging people through the coals if they go to Starbucks or like use Amazon, you're a performance, like, you're a performist, like, joke. You're more concerned with seeming virtuous than you are with making change. Like, don't spread that kind of hate around. Like, I understand that I am being hateful right now and I'm trying to stop in this moment, but don't spread that kind of hate and vitriol around. Like, you are just being like oppositional for the sake of being oppositional. This is not the kind of thing that we need to, this is not the issue that we need to address in order to like change the world and engender a culture of socialism. Oh god, I gotta stop talking about politics. This is the trans agenda that they warned you about. Oh man, I wasn't recording for that. It's alright, I'll get it from the VOD. I like to keep my OBS recording, although I should check and make sure that it's not. There is a limit to, I only have so much space on my hard drive. Okay, it's still not so bad. Let's fight this robot. I don't even know you guys. I'm losing my job. I'm losing my job because my company is going, like, they're not going out of business like literally, but they are like going out of business figuratively in terms that like they're having to cut a lot of money out of the budget. I would not be surprised if they are insolvent for in the next, you know, couple of years. And I work for a big company that provided a lot of Americans jobs. And I'm, you know, not a huge company. Don't worry. It's not, not like an economy-ruining company. I don't work for Walmart. And I'm like, I don't worry, man. I've seen how the sausage is made, and I think we're gonna be insolvent now. Don't worry about that. But big, and you know. It's bad out there. And like the company that makes things and sells things, so they're going out of business because the people that buy the things can't afford to buy them anymore. That's not good. When people can't afford to buy your products, when the businesses that buy your products are going out of business and they can't buy your products anymore because the people that use your products are now also out of a job. It's not great. It's not a good sign for the economy, in my opinion. And I'm gonna be unemployed. My buddy's unemployed. He's looking for work right now. Not a lot going in tech. Is America over? Was I late to the party? Where was I in the 80s? Actually, I would have hated the 80s. Just political wise. I like a lot of good music and culture going on in the 80s, but yeah, it couldn't be me. I couldn't deal with Ronald Reagan as president. I honestly, I don't think I could deal with Ronald Reagan as president. Yeah, party's over. It's alright. Well, there's a whole new party starting, I don't know. It's just a different kind of party. Okay, let's get into it. See how many quests we have left. Getting close to the end of the main story here, I think. Not sure what happened to Kokiwa. The others are trying to learn what they can. Oh, she looks sad. We'd known such a day would come, but I wish we'd have at least said goodbye. You knew then that she was already gone. Yeah, so she was dead, I think we figured out. Yeah, we all did. She was like an endless, I think, probably. She wanted to tell you herself when the time was right. I feel like the time was right immediately. 250 years exactly. Yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy if America ended just like this year? And we just like July 4th, 2026 the party's over. That would be insane. A good little experiment. We're gonna repatriate to the UK. That would be a bad choice, I think. I would still rather live in the United States. As wacko as it is right now. No offense to England, but no offense to the UK, I should say, not England specifically. Yes, offense to England. Sorry, England. But you know what you did. No, no, I can't even use a bathroom in the UK. In public, I can't use a public restroom in the UK. They'll kill me. And send me to a debtor's prison. I'll end up like Oliver Twist. So here's the thing that they always do in like media, like, oh, they wanted to tell you when the time was right. The time is right immediately. What are you talking about? That should be the first thing you say. I'm already dead. You didn't even need to tell him that you were his mom. You were a robot television. You didn't need to tell him that you were his mom. That could have been the thing you waited till the time was right to tell him. Like, I'm the ghost of your mom living in a robot. I expect she was torn over how to reveal it to Aaronville. Yeah, well. I don't think I can blame her for keeping quiet, I guess. How are the people faring? Have they forgot Zerolja already? Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah, what's to come of the mechanical army? The king's authority is passed to Galulja. Cool. You mean Galulja is the new king? I guess. I mean, this is actually great for you. He's a little kid. You can use him as a puppet. Implement your policies. And use his resources to fight the evil robot queen. I don't know. I see this as an absolute win. I don't want to be king. What does it mean to be king? There's a reference to the classic 80s sword and sorcery film Excalibur. In the authority that comes with an army, you can't give it up lightly either. You can think on it later, but for now, you want to hold on to it, to what your father left you. Okay. If you say so. Are you all right, Lamachi? Yeah, I feel like she's had kind of a day. Why can't I? God. Why can't I stop crying? Your brother, you just killed your brother. It's okay to feel sad. Despite everything that's happened, the terrible things my brother did, I still don't know how to feel towards him. What's wrong with me? I mean, I know how you should feel towards him. But it's okay to feel sad still. Yeah, it's perfectly normal. Okay, I mean, maybe the smile is a little much. That's perfectly normal. You think so? Wow, okay, I guess. You think so? Oh, okay, well, that's perfectly normal then. No problems here. What a great day. Hey, why don't the two of you come too? Won't everyone hate me? Of course not. You're a little baby. We're going back to Mesoamerica to see King Catboy, her brother, who is co-king. They are co-king and queen. And I, for one, am so glad to be leaving this godforsaken place. Get me out of here. Okay, so what quest is this? A new family, is it called? Okay. New family, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How are there still 6 more quests? Oh, I'm sorry, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more quests. Well, okay, I guess we have to go fight the queen, so that makes sense. I love the music of this place. I could have taken the Aether right here, but I'm just happy to be. I'm just happy to be away from future place. I'm gonna change the. I'm so excited because I gotta change the banner. Not terribly clever, I'll grant you, but you know, I'm coming up with these on the fly. This is difficult. Let me put the first one because I thought about that episode of SpongeBob where he goes to the future. Everything is chrome in the future. Future. Oh, I see what it wants me to do. Dirigible landing. I didn't realize there was a dirigible landing. What the what? Why did it tell me to come here? Maybe I just misread it. Yeah, I just want to go up to the palace. Is there? Yeah, there's a Ethernet right there. I don't know what I was looking at. Also, that place doesn't fit with my aesthetic. I'm not playing this game to be Cybertron, all right?
You are returned!
Yeah. Glad I changed.
Wait there! I'm coming down! Where's Lamachi? What happened inside the dome? So my brother is gone. Yet the danger remains. And you must soon sally forth unto an unknown reality.
Hey, Kona!
Lamachi, is this boy perhaps?
Let's kill that baby. It is guilty of the sins of its father.
This is Zorolja's son, Kululja.
Oh yeah, there was also time dilation. Should probably explain that first. They were the 30 years had passed. Who did he have the baby with? Like,
if he is
yeah, it's Galulja's son.
Then
Galulja and who?
Gululja, was it? My name is Kona, and I am Lamachi's brother.
You're her brother?
You'll find none more dependable than Kona. He's family, and he'll take good care of you.
I love.
A pleasure to meet you, Gululja.
A pleasure to meet you too, Uncle Kona.
Well, I suppose I am your uncle. But simply Kona will do.
Uncle Kona. I think Uncle Kona seems more informal, yeah? It's like, I don't like that name. I don't like thinking about the fact that I'm your
You're
uncle.
all confused.
Disgusting,
and
horrible
wonder.
brother.
Rest assured, all will be explained in due course. But for now, I want to make one thing clear. Gululja is his own person. He had no part in his father's crimes.
He's like a baby. He's a child. Nobody would think
If you
he.
have
Nobody
anger
would think
towards
that.
Zorolja you need to express, Kona and I will gladly
Like, you would have to be a
hear you.
really bad person,
You will treat
even with no
Gululja
explanation,
as
to
you
be
would
like, that
any
baby
child.
is evil.
With kindness.
As we should. The boy's done no wrong.
Yes, the vow of resolve speaks true.
That guy in the middle is definitely gonna kidnap that baby. I don't trust him at all.
So, will you tell me what happened? Grahatia has given me a summary, but I would hear your detailed account.
Can we walk while we chat? I want to see how things are in the city.
In that case, let us make our way to Bright Plume Post. Our soldiers remain on high alert, but if the threat of invasion has passed, I will bid them take a well-earned rest.
Dude, my blood sugar has been like fucking exactly on point. Oh, it was weird earlier. Look at this. It was kind of weird earlier. But look at my 20-hour graph. It's like all over the place. Like what? But it's like. It got kind of low earlier. Yeah, and earlier this morning, I got an alert saying it was like critically low. I ate a bunch of. Yeah, I like having a good sort of. It took 7 years. Sorry, this is probably not interesting to anyone else, but it's like I have it like on my watch all the time so I can look and see like what's my blood sugar at, what's my blood sugar at, what's my blood sugar at. Normally it's kind of like a little bit haywire because I'm, you know, balancing insulin like that I inject, you know, very infrequently towards like sugars that my body is metabolizing like constantly. I mean, but so it's hard to get a balance, but it's been like for the last 3 hours like pretty much exactly the same. I mean, some balancing it. Well, not exactly the same. Then I'd be worried that there was some kind of damage in my sensor. But I calibrated the sensor this morning, and it was right. It was, you know, dead on. So. I really don't want to walk while we talk. Can we just fucking talk while we talk? And I guess they kind of want to fight stuff. Can we do that? I guess I should walk over to them as the fastest way. I could, it would, in like terms of area to them, the main Aetheryte is closer, but I have to walk up like a windy ass path, and you can't mount in these cities because I don't know who decided that. Yeah, we're back, baby. Look, we're back in Mesoamerica. Is that what it's called, the Meso Terminal? You like that joke? I don't even think I've unlocked that. I just know that it exists. I've heard it referred to. And she's explaining everything that happened to him, basically. That they were right in knowing that it was Cyrilja's territory in the dome, and who Queen Sphene is. They're good folk, Alexandrians. Welcome to them into their home. You're gonna have to walk more. I hate this, like, just fucking walking simulator 8/20/25. Let's see. What's the blue quest? Do I see myself much of a sightseer? I guess I've gone a lot of places. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is gonna be the sightseeing log. Thanks, Alcibi. I haven't even started working on the first one. Yeah, this is what I... This might be the time. Is it? Is it not slash blade? Am I crazy? I thought for sure it was slash playtime because I remembered specifically. Command to see, time played. Time played, FFXIV. Yeah, it's slash playtime. Command slash playtime is unavailable at this time. Why does it say that? Is it unavailable? This time. Could be a bug. Let me check my... Oh, it's probably because I'm in conversation. I'm silly. Okay. Just explaining to me what the... $68 days. 68 times 24. Can you do math in the Final Fantasy filter? Yeah. Fucker, I fucking hate having a keyboard. I have to switch between... 1600. Yeah, so I'm 1646 hours in at this point. And I'm like, I've pretty much beelined the MSQ. I have done a lot of side content in terms of like logging in to do dailies, stuff like that. You have to consider how much time you spend like AFK in this game also, if you just like have it on doing other stuff. But even so, let's allow 500 hours for that. I'm still more than 1,000 hours in. Let's assume that I was AFK 500 hours. And I was doing roulettes 500 hours. That's still over 1,000 hours of just, like, doing main story stuff. Whether I was doing it at full speed or not, like, doing main story stuff. You know? I'm sorry. I know I've literally just been typing for like 5 minutes. My friend just got back. We're working on like a. This has not been compelling content. No, we're working on a project together, and I think we're gonna actually start working on it here in the next few weeks. Gonna be, yeah, it's great music. really does create a nice ambiance. Feels like Mario music, you know? It's that very like fast-paced excuse me, kind of like big band jazz. Let's see where we're at here. I'm really gonna finish this one. We might call it for the night. I know we didn't get actually that much further in the MSQ. We're coming up on 2.5 hours now. Getting a little tuckered. I got too animated talking about Amazon. I do have to get up early. So. But we'll at least finish this off and hopefully watch the next cutscene, maybe? Have you ever seen those videos where like a big like YouTube personality finds like a pretty small channel and like just totally drags their like whole shit? I feel like the person who found my channel would have a lot of fodder for that. It's just fucking, you know. Just like they just stopped talking for like 5 minutes while they answered text messages. I mean, care about your audience a little bit. It's ridiculous, these people. He claimed he wanted to bring the entire world under his dominion, but that was just a means to achieve his true desire. Yeah, he just wanted to be as powerful as possible. Maybe he just wanted to prove that he was his own person, not a great person's son. That doesn't matter. Okay. You're right. That does excuse his horrible genocide. If we had tried harder to reach out to him. It was only with my help that they managed to defeat him. I'm as good as family. I don't want to be these people's family. The family seems really dysfunctional. cuts. Oh, I don't have to walk anymore. I feel like I just want to watch a movie at this point. I'm glad I could hear what happened in the dome. But I'm so sorry that you had to bear such a heavy burden, Yamachi. Don't be as valid resolve. It was something that I had to do. Besides, it was your ingenious strategy that kept Tuliolol safe. See, I've gotten so good at pronouncing the name of this godforsaken country. Asking you to rule with me was definitely one of my better ideas. It was because we all fought as one that we could repel the invaders, and then only with the aid of Vitra and his kin. Not his skin. Thanks to Alphino and Astinian interceding for us, we were able to swiftly forge an alliance with Rods at Han. When the dragons appeared in our sky, I felt this was it. The Tuliolol you had envisioned. We owe our new allies a great debt, and I hope that we can repay them one day. Indeed, once I've dealt with matters, we should go and thank them in person. Alcera's told me as much, but we still have work to do, yes? Need to find Sphene. Yeah, we gotta go kill this robot. Oh, she harmed our own people so that her own might live. But I was raging at her deeds. But as I was raging at her deeds, I realized something. Just because Tuliolol is safe doesn't mean I can ignore the fact that what becomes of Alexandria. That's the kind of thinking that led to conflict in the old days. No, these people are cursed. They must be eradicated. Clearly God wants them to die. I want to help the Alexandrian people live in peace and happiness, and the only way to do that is to stop Sphene from walking her path. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Ooh. Side effect of my medication is that it makes me very sleepy. Normally I'm not on camera, so people don't know I'm yawning all the time. Very well, Hamachi. Just promise you will take care. I promise, Kona. I feel like they could have just done a better job with a 3D model of the lady cat face. Like, I don't want to be a hater. I know that that's basically a 3D model that you can be in game. Does it feel, do you like the here and the, well, basically the here. Some of the faces and 3D models in this game clearly put a lot more work in than others. The cyber armor? Somebody put a lot of work into that cyber armor. It looks dope. Its textures are dope. And then you have this. Am I taking crazy pills? Am I the only one the only person that thinks that looks like shit? So she's saying some of our own people might be among the endless, the people that have been like put their consciousness into like robot form. So we have an obligation to help them as well. Even though those people would have died of old age, right? That's the whole point. But whatever. He wants to thank me from the bottom of his heart as well. He should. I should have turned that in as a class that can get experience. Whatever. We're doing this flavor-wise. How much until we hit level 100 quests? I feel like that's a... Okay, I want to do the next one because I can get my artifact weapon. Oh, I'm not going to bed yet. I was just saying at the end of. I was saying at the end of the quest. That's analytic. When you have like a very small like YouTube or like Twitch channel, looking at the analytics is really funny. Because you're like, all of your like hills and valleys are enormous. Like if you get like 5 people watching, it's like a huge deal. Oh wait, I just remember that the artifact weapons are a whole thing. We could do. No, I think we'll call it there. We'll be on again tomorrow. Probably around 7-ish? 7 p.m. I don't know. I was planning on cleaning again like I did today. That was very cathartic. Felt good. I got a huge section of my room done. I did have to basically fill up 2 entire recycling bins. My house has like 3 recycling bins, and it's a thing. We have 4 units, so it's like 1 per unit. I mean, it's not like you don't have claim to 1 per unit, or it was 1 per unit. I don't know what happened to one of them. I think it got stolen, but be that as it may, I had to use 3 of them, or 2 out of the 3 of them, but I think it's okay because we used to have 1. And that was more or less okay for a while until we began to, like, you know, I don't know, things packed up. It was the Christmas season. Everyone had recycling to throw out. Normally 1 was enough. But yeah, because of that, I had specifically like a ton of recycling that had just been like hanging out for like 5 months basically. A lot of it was from Christmas. I mean, at least some of it was from Christmas, and it was just boxes that we never had enough room to throw away because, you know, I would like go out to like take out the recycling and it would be like basically full and I couldn't take it out. And it was bad. I didn't like it. And now we finally have more, so I was able to take a bunch of it out. I got like a bunch of like boxes, like cardboard boxes out of my room that I just been sitting in here forever and being gross, and my life feels more normal because of that. It's nice. Feels nice. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get on around 7 this time, so we'll have more time. But thank you all for joining. I hope you had a good time watching, and if you're watching this later, you had a good time, you have a good time watching. You know, if you have any thoughts, you should comment on the video and I will respond to them, probably. And you want to be like a bigot or anything, like if you think my anti-capitalist rant was really bad and untoward and inappropriate, you should get down into the comments so that I can tell you you're a fucking idiot. You can argue, that would be fun. If you liked what I said, you should subscribe, and I'll say more stuff like that probably. And like hit the, you know, the like button, because I guess that's good also. Engage. And yeah, check out, what was it again? Should be in the description. Should be in the description of the video. Pixel something. Pixel something is their name. I really want to plug them. I want to finish this plug at least because I did start it, so it would be kind of awkward if I did not finish it. If I go to edit, I'll probably just I hate the UI. PixelCherries. Check out PixelCherries on YouTube, on Soundcloud, all that jazz. Thank you for putting open free music into the world. I'm not making any money off this, by the way, if you're watching this and you're like upset that I used your song like for an enterprise, creative endeavor. I don't make any money off of this either, so. All that. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors and all the joy in the world. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Bye-bye now.